Hi guys, so many Brexit stories continue to fly below the radar, and here is one of them. Now, during the run-up to the UK leaving the European Union in 2020 and the single market in 2021, fishing was regarded as a core area for Brexiteers. Even Nigel Farage himself used it as something to judge Brexit against. So, how are things actually going with fishing? Now, a side note here, and I've said before, fishing represents about the same to the UK GDP as the lawnmower industry. So we're not talking about something fundamental to the economy. Now, the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, Defra, just released an update on current negotiations taking place with the European Union over fishing. Remember that fishing was not done and dusted, we'll be revisiting it year on year. Anyway, the update says, the UK has concluded annual fishing negotiations with the EU, providing certainty for the fishing industry on catch limits for 2022. The UK-EU catch limits, known as total allowable catches, have been agreed for around 70 fish stocks. They will provide another 140,000 tonnes of fishing opportunities for the UK fleet, estimated to be worth around £313 million based on historical landing prices. Okay, £313 million, remember that number. Also remember 140,000 tonnes. So it sounds pretty straightforward. It goes on. The agreement also commits the UK and the EU to rapidly develop multi-year strategies for non-quota species to ensure sustainable management of these stocks. The UK and the EU exceptionally agreed not to apply tonnage limits for non-quota stocks in 2022, meaning that non-quota stocks will be treated in the same way as in previous years. Fine, so that's what's going to happen in 2022. It follows with a statement from our good friend George Eustice. Environment Secretary George Eustice said, "We have now concluded negotiations with the EU, setting catch levels for 2022. As an independent coastal state, we entered discussions representing the interests of the entire UK fishing industry and have secured certainty for the incoming year." Then he said, "The balanced agreement made today provides a strong foundation as we seek to deliver more sustainable fisheries management as set out in our Landmark Fisheries Act." Okay, so all is going to plan. Brexiteers should be happy. That £313 million is a lot of money, and that 140,000 is a lot of fish. Right? Well, let's compare 2020 with what was agreed for 2021. It says here, the annual negotiations for 2021, in which the UK participated as an independent coastal state, followed the signing of the TCA between the UK and the EU. There we have that independent coastal state stuff again. The agreement announced today, back in 2020, means the total value of the UK-EU fishing opportunities for the UK in 2021 is approximately £333 million. Wait a minute. For 2022 it was, let me check, £313 million. So that's a drop of £20 million. The agreed catch also dropped from 160,000 tonnes to 140,000 tonnes. The Brexiteers really had the EU over a barrel on this one. George Eustice is happy to talk about independent coastal states, but coy when it comes to how much that independence is going to cost. The difference between 2021 and 2022 is £20 million. This, of course, doesn't take into account the amount of money the fishing industry has lost because of Brexit, but it will be chalked up as another Brexit win by Defra. And there you have it, £20 million down the drain, thanks to Brexiteers like George Eustice. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.